Hey guys, um, I've got a couple of questions last night about using trading companies, and I thought I'd make a video this morning while I kind of had my wits about me. Uh, I use trading companies not exclusively, but I have found them to be extremely useful over the years. I go I go manufacturer direct on about 50% of the products that I sell, and the other 50% are sourced through trading companies. But I want to clarify kind of what a trading company does and some of the reasons that I think it's really advantageous for you to use a trading company, especially if you're relatively new to selling. So, historically, around the world, you have people that they may be called different things, but individuals that in the U.S. Are typically called manufacturers reps. And what that means is they are frequently an independent contractor. They work on a commission-only basis, and they represent the manufacturer of a product. And in some cases, they may represent several manufacturers. But let's just deal with an individual that represents one company or one company's products. Um, that person obviously can only help you with that product, and their commissions, depending on what it is they're selling and the volume that they sell in, their commissions may be pretty substantial. 15, 20, even 25 or 30% of the price of what it is that you're buying. But you're generally not going to run into those people when you're trying to source products that you plan on selling to Amazon or selling through Amazon. Uh, you know, Individuals like that usually deal with big industry. Uh, it might be someone who sells bolts to General Motors or something along those lines. So you're not likely to encounter them. So the reason I even brought them up is just to show you that there's kind of a hierarchy here. So when you go to a manufacturer's rep who then represents multiple different companies and a variety of product lines, you're kind of on that fence in terms of when do you go from being a manufacturer's rep to a trading company. And at that point, once you're representing several different companies, you're essentially a trading company. And then when you actually have an office and you have employees and you're representing 2, 10, 20 or 50 different companies, you are really genuinely a trading company at that point. And these companies can be a tremendous resource, especially your trading companies that are located in Southeast Asia, whether it's China or Vietnam or Taiwan or South Korea. Because first of all, they know the landscape, they know the local territory, they know who the manufacturers are. They probably have a good amount of insight into who's manufacturing what and when, and they have knowledge of pricing without having to contact the company for every little thing. So basically, they've done about 75% of the legwork for you. One thing to remember though is that trading companies, especially in China, but this is true everywhere, trading companies tend to specialize in one area or another. So like there are trading companies in China that deal primarily in textiles, there are trading companies that deal in automotive parts, trading companies that deal in consumer packaged goods, toys, so on and so forth. And it doesn't mean that they won't occasionally dip their toes into another area, but when you're dealing with a trading company, it is best for you to determine if that trading company is an expert and with a focus on the areas that you need them to be experts in. So if you're already buying, say you're using a trading company and you're already buying sports equipment from this trading company, and you decide that now you want to buy car parts, that trading company might be able to facilitate that purchase. They might be able to make contact with a manufacturer for car parts, but it's not really their wheelhouse, so to speak. It's not their area of expertise. So they may not set you up with the best manufacturer, and they might not be able to get the best pricing for those parts So you do need to stick within the specialty areas with your trading company. Now, the trading companies I use, and specifically the ones like in China, I work with a couple of different trading companies that are pretty large. They have offices in 10 or 12 different cities and the different manufacturing areas. So it's really almost like one-stop shopping. Um, if nothing else, it is probably my go-to when I'm looking to source a completely new product. I will put the word out to the trading company that this is what I'm looking for, and they will usually be able to send me multiple samples from multiple different suppliers, frequently within 4 or 5 days. I mean, it's very quick. And also, as opposed to going direct to the manufacturer to get those samples, where you're going to pay for everything, usually the fee to get these samples is very minimal. I mean, I can excuse me, I can get a box with 4 or 5 samples in it delivered for usually less than $50, and it gives you a chance to look at a variety of manufacturers' products. It gives you it advances your sourcing efforts several weeks, if not several months in some cases. They can move you that far ahead, and they can do it very, very quickly. So if you can tell, I'm a fan of trading companies, and here is kind of where things get real interesting, and why I suggest that anyone who is doing less than $5 million a year, and that's kind of an arbitrary number, but I'm just throwing it out there. But if you're doing less than $5 million a year on Amazon, and you have not been to China yet, or been to the company been to the country where you're sourcing your products from, you really are at something of a disadvantage. So using a trading company can help remove some of that disadvantage. But the deal with the trading company and the historical line about them is that, well, they charge you for their services, and that's true. They do charge you for their services. I pay typically somewhere between 1% and 2% to a trading company of a total invoice. Well, 1 or 2% is really not much, and here's the kicker: because that trading company may do massive amounts of business with a manufacturer, and they probably do a lot of business with a manufacturer, you're getting a better price through them than you would if you went straight to the manufacturer. They can frequently negotiate smaller MOQs. They already, like I said, probably have better pricing. So for them to add 1 or 2% on, that is nothing. I would gladly double or triple that for the streamlining of the process and the services that they offer. I have found these companies to be just across the board, universally really good to deal with. More often than not, the trading companies have people on staff that speak multiple languages, English being kind of an important one for me. And it can really streamline and help you create the most frictionless interaction with a manufacturer that you can imagine, and one that you would have a very difficult time duplicating on your own. So again, that 1 or 2% fee that they charge is a no-brainer. It's worth every penny of it, and more than likely you will get better pricing through them with smaller order quantities than you would if you went straight to the manufacturer. And you'll also find that the manufacturers are more responsive to them, because if you have a trading company that's doing $20 million worth of business a year with a manufacturer, they're going to get their questions answered pretty quick. Whereas if I go straight to that manufacturer, even if I'm looking to make a decent size order, my questions might not get answered, with the type of urgency that I'm hoping for. But the trading company can get those answers for you quicker more often than not. So, I'm a fan of trading companies. Just want to give them a thumbs up and let you know. So, download a map. Go to Google, and there are maps available on Google that will show you the different parts of China, the different manufacturing centers in China, and what those manufacturing centers specialize in. And so if there's a type of product that you know you're going to sell or that you're already selling, find out where that product is made, what region that product is made, and then search for trading companies located in that region. You can search Shenzhen, Shanghai, Guangzhou, Ningbo, these various areas, and you'll find usually multiple trading companies in that area. A quick email, a quick phone call can really move you weeks or months ahead in your sourcing endeavors. So, just wanted to throw that out there because everyone thinks that you're supposed to go manufacturer direct, and they think that you go to Alibaba and you're going straight to a manufacturer. And I will tell you, a lot of the companies represented on Alibaba are in fact trading companies, but they're usually smaller trading companies. And maybe they don't want you to know that they're a trading company. So they may represent as a manufacturer, but they are not in fact a manufacturer. Whereas when you go straight to a legitimate, full service trading company, they're going to want you to know that they're a trading company. They're proud of what they do, and they realize that they offer a lot of value add to the process. And closing out this video, the value add part is also something that cannot be underestimated. I had been doing business with a trading company for several years, and was able to meet with them about 7 or 8 years ago, meet with them face to face when I went to Canton Fair. And I've told this story before in a couple of videos, but it's a really important story, and I just think that people should pay attention to this because it shows you what a good trading company can do. But anyway, I was at Canton Fair, and the trading company had arranged a private room for their customers to come and have lunch and snacks and things of that nature, and just get off the showroom floor. And so I went in, I met these people, and while I was having lunch, one of the reps came over and was talking to me. He said, well, we have someone that we'd like for you to meet. And, you didn't ask for this, but we've set this up on your behalf. And they proceeded to, after we had lunch, they proceeded to walk me down the hallway. And this is another reason it's good to go to Canton Fair, because everything you'll ever need is at Canton Fair. Everything. But anyway, they walked me down the hall, and they take me into an office where I meet a representative for Bank of China. And they have had, without my request or anything, they had already set up a substantial line of credit through Bank of China on my behalf. And they basically said, hey, you may not use it, you may not need it, but it's here if you do need it. And just to give you an example, it was interesting in that within a period of about 60 days, just before this happened, I had been offered a line of credit through Amazon. And the Amazon credit, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. It was okay. It was professional. It was reasonable, but it wasn't a great deal. But it is what it is. It was fine. But I never used it and don't plan on using it. But I do know it's available if I ever want it. But this man walks me into this office for Bank of China, and they present me with an offer where the terms were just extraordinarily good. Basically, an interest rate, as I recall, 3 or 4% lower than what Amazon was charging, and terms in terms of payback that you just would never find from an American bank or an American credit company. So, that I have used. It's come in handy. It helped me grow my business. I didn't use it right away, but over the next couple of years, I dipped into that line of credit on several occasions to increase my order size, which gave me pricing efficiency, and I used it to expand my product offerings. So they can help you in ways you don't even expect. They've got the resources, they speak the language, they know the lay of the land, they know who to deal with and who not to deal with, and they can just help you avoid a lot of the pitfalls that you might encounter should you, early in your endeavors to engage directly in China or in any of these other countries. That they can just help you avoid a lot of pitfalls. It's kind of like taking a course to learn how to sell on Amazon. You might have gotten there yourself eventually, but the course can help you accelerate your progress and save you a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of headaches, because you're going to learn how to skip over the bad parts and just concentrate on the good parts. And just finally, closing this out, trading companies in Europe operate very much the same way. I have relationships with a couple of trading companies that I source products from in Europe, and also one in India. And I found that their operations to be very, very similar. And again, the idea of a trading company, this has been around for hundreds and hundreds of years, okay? I mean, your Silk Road merchants were trading companies. So this is not a new idea, but we're just seeing it brought into the digital age, and this area, this time that we live in, where everything is globalized and manufacturing and production is spread out all over the world. The trading companies are worth their weight in gold if you get a good one, and it's not hard to find good ones. It really isn't. Just understand what it is that you want to buy. Make sure that your needs are matched with what the specialties are of the trading company, their area of expertise, and you're going to find that this is a relationship that you're going to want to continue probably for a long period of time. So anyway, hey, I hope that helped explain kind of what a trading company does, because I do get a lot of questions about that. It's on repeat all the time. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments below. If you have not done so already, how about hit like and subscribe? I'm back after a 2-year hiatus, and I lost all my subscribers, so I'd appreciate if you'd help me keep the channel up and running. And that's all I know. Hey, you all have a great day. We'll see you in the next video.